February 25th, Police Department Chief's Office. Here goes, Mr. Wright. Click. Beep. Beep, 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 beep. And it might be something I've already thought of too, who knows? We're in. If anyone finds us now... Yeah, because his brother died. And he didn't feel like his brother would lose. And my thought... And I have a whole bunch of thoughts on that. Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Ah! Slap! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah! Detective Gumshoe! What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried about something might go wrong, so I came too. If you're here, then what's the point of giving us your ID card? Don't you like ID crushed and rendered unusable in pocket? Hey, don't do that to my card! Hardly ever get a chance to come in here. So I figured... I mean, it was that, and he also just didn't like that they clearly falsified evidence. So I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in here this together. You really do want to get... You really do want to get fired, don't you? Now if we're lucky, now come on, let's see what we can find. I've got a bad feeling about this. This is a real deal, isn't it, this armor's weapons? Sure is, pal. The chief doesn't care for imitations. First the pipe organ, now this armor. Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room? What? Do you mean we're paying for this? That's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes. You don't have any taxes to pay. Shh. Be careful what you say. Who knows? The chief may be hiding in this armor as we speak. I don't think he'd fit in there. Even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out. Cut it out. You guys don't know how scary that guy could be. Wow, look at the size of Grant's desk. Speaking of size, no, speaking of my dick. Speaking of that, when we were here earlier. Oh, it's you too, Chief Grant. He put that paper he was reading in his desk. I wonder what he was reading. This looks like a list of evidence. List of evidence? In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, though. Hey, look at this case, huh? SL9 incident. I wonder what that is doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? I said, I wonder what. No, about the evidence list. Normally they're twice as long? That's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. A half-size list of evidence. The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. What would the other half of this list be doing here? I knew it. The chief must be hiding something about the case. It would appear so. Evidence list added to the court record. Want to look at it again? Dennis Gretzky found that drawer inside. List of evidence from his line. Mr. Edgeworth had the other half in his list. What would we be doing here? We better look at a little more into this. This is a safe, isn't it? Safe. That word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so. It looks like a code needs to be entered in the panel to open it. Which I do not have. A 7-digit number. I think I might just know what it is. Input number. Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. Okay, oh, I know. You want to try my birth date? It's... No. It's 77777. Now better here. It goes nothing. Yeah. It was grand, wasn't it? Bingo. What number did you enter? Whose birth date was it, that pal? 77777, the final ID card number on that record. What? The number of that mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. You mean that's that ID number? I think you're 1-7 shy this time. This can only mean one thing, that Chief Grant's ID number. Say, anyone care to look inside? Examine, yes, please. Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away? Look, it's a shard from a broken cup. This somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? There's something else in here, too. What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth. This is a handprint, isn't it? Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up the design? I don't think so. Oh, well, it was just a thought. Is that it? This is all that was in the safe? Apparently so. It's empty now. A piece of cloth with a handprint on it and a broken shard from a cup. They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line. Great, now I have to prove their relevancy to get them. How are these two items related to SL9? Come on, there's gotta be something we can show. Oh yes, we can. Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? I remember when the three of us put that back together. Ah, those were the days. It's kind of early to be nostalgic. Wasn't this a jar, a piece of evidence from that case? That's right. One of those shards had an SL9 incident sticker on it. Doesn't that ring up any bells? You know, the fragment we just found? That means this one... That was in the safe? Yes, that one. That was in the safe. Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Alright. Thank you for taking care of that. Here, let me see that shard. I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do. Mr. Wright, here comes some glue. If I can piece this together again, I'll prove Chief Grant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. We're gonna... I'm sad because I kind of liked Grant as a character, but, you know. That's unfortunate. There, it fits like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Grant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. But, hey guys, get a load of this. What is it? This piece you just attached? It's different from the others. There's a reddish line on it. A reddish line. That's blood. I don't get it. Why would Chief Grant hide this in his safe? Alright. So bad about that. Makes excuses, blah blah blah. After that, the detective can't hear anything for days except the ringing in their ears, so it's an instrument of punishment, really. But aren't the chief's ears affected? He never listens to anyone anyway. That's beside the point. Hold on. The leather was fingerprints. Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this. Hey, I know. You want to take some fingerprints? That's a great idea, detective. Alright, go to town, sheesh. What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want to take, huh? Come on, this isn't the time for jokes. We're talking about that cloth we found. Excuse me. Oh, yeah. Sheesh, where's your sense of humor? Okay, Mr. Wright, let's check out prints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth. Then once they've been absorbed into the print, blow the rest away. Where are you, my mom? I don't have to be told a million times. Alright, let's get this. This is a nice print. What a beautiful print. Not quite. No. How can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprints were they? Huh? Oh, it seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought they'd be Dark's prints. Psst. Hey, you. Over here. What's going on here? What are the kids' prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. Here, maybe you should hold on to this. Piece of cloth folded and added to the court record. Okay, that's fun. This was taken on the day 2 years ago. The day Joe Dark ran out of the questioning room and tried to kill Emma. After receiving his award trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture here and went along with Chief Grant to question Dark. But he never knew he'd be dead just a few hours later. Gee, you think? This was Lana's desk. It sure is tidy. Lana's always been a meticulous cleaner. There's not even any dust on it. Looked like someone's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here? No. Chief Grant must still keep it clean in memory of their partnership. They were the stuff legends are made of. Does he keep it in a memory of her or in memory of the crime? These shelves are mostly empty. Lana must have cleaned them out when she transferred over to the prosecutor's office. There's a small picture frame on the left shelf. Hey, this is when Lana and I went to that theme park. How sad. Look at that giant window. Makes you want to crash through it, jump outside. This is the 15th floor, I know, I was just saying. Saying what? Ever since making Detective, I've always dreamed about doing something like that. Note to self, Detective Gumshoe has a lot of dreams, so long as he doesn't go crashing through that window. When he gets fired, don't say that. That desk on the other side of the room, was that your sister's? Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana, on that day 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now? No, sir. This is entirely Chief Grant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. That's a strange reason to leave it there. He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see. So ever since Lana left, no one has ever touched that desk? No one except Chief Grant and the cleaning lady who's here each morning. Still 2 years have passed since the incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining. We could spray it. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes. I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think... Nah, you wouldn't be. No. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay, now then, let's go around a bit more. Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy, huh? What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go. Sorry, this guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you? You two don't think Chief Grant might be a suspect, do you? What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him? Chief Grant, so it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings yet. There you go, ignoring me again. Well, was I any help? Of course. Thanks to your ID, we were able to get some hard evidence. Now, that's not very kind, is it? Oh, in other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you in the coat? Yeah! Chief Grant. We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in signs. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog running into a pole. Just then I thought of a certain detective. Do you mean me, sir? Now then. I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, you in the coat. Me, sir? Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. But, sir... Now get out. Yes, sir. Oh, poor Gumshoe. We'll be on our way too, then. Wait. You, the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet. But me, sir? I'd like a word with you. But, sir, I'm not a licensed... You with the spiky hair. You're free to go. Mr. Wright? Look, pal, if I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you? I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence, Chief Grant's hiding in his office. I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. Why has she kept eerily silent about it all this time? Anyway, you listening to me? I'm gonna try to smooth things over with Chief Grant again. Later, pal. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day. I don't like that. February 24th, Detention Center, visitor's room. I see, so the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. There's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you've told me over these past couple days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really, I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words. Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term you used, I believe. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. I have to admit I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's what it hit me. It's not that you were unwilling to tell the truth, it's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion, a certain individual, you say. So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think you're afraid of, is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who may I ask is this person you're speaking of? The one I'm supposedly frightened of? Oh, Miss Guy? Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it she's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know? We were partners until 2 years ago. I respect him as a detective. Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did, specifically hiding the forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offenses. Why is it, though, that Chief Grant's name was never mentioned? Chief Grant? Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was... me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation. Yes, you, but also one other, Damon Grant. If you intend to accuse Chief Grant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Grant falsified evidence in that case. Oops. That was not what I needed. I just found this in the safe in the chief's office. This jar piece and this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Grant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate. The murder of Detective Goodman. Perhaps I should say follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. You pulled out the knife. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered the murder weapon while inspecting the body. The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. When I found the body, this knife was stuck in it. Oh, so she swapped the knives. The knife from the SL incident. Sergio Joe Dark's knife. I couldn't just leave that knife in him. So I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. That would be Edgeworth's knife. That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. And that is the reason for the bandage on your right hand. Yes, it seems that I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then... she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. A star, huh? Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't even ever want it to be opened again. My intention was to prevent that by whatever means possible. So, you hid Dark's knife? The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporter would have a field day with that. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it. In Edgeworth's exhaust pipe. Right, then I called my sister. To tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma is so confident about Lana's innocence. Not incident. Speaking of phone calls, I just had a bad feeling about one of them that day. Bad feeling? The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Grant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. Phone call to patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall? Why on earth would he call him? The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on his escapades of his own. Oh, you mean, not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, my remaining doubts must have disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room. Yes. I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, Don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial, there's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. We're gonna do this. Detective Goodwin's real murderer. And what went down in Chief's office 2 years ago? I have a feeling that Neil was the murderer. My brain wants to believe Neil's the murderer. They tried to, and he was actually gonna, yeah, I don't know. I got this weird feeling. I mean, original murderer, not current murderer.